Hello, welcome back to my spare room on tour because we moved. Well, if you're here and watching, then that means you survived watching my first vlog, or you've stumbled here by accident, either of which is fine. I'm still here and have many things to tell you, so I will try and articulate them in some kind of order. So much stuff to go through today, including a very cute, very small little bag. I said, did you think I called you? I didn't call you. Come here. I think she heard very small and very cute and she came running, but I didn't say very stinky, and you are, so I didn't call you. No, bless her. She's been trying to get on my lap all day because I was working, and I made the mistake of cuddling her up for one call earlier, and then I was like, oh, she actually is a bit stinky. Since we moved, I found a new dog groomer that lives on the estate, because this is one of the brilliant things about estate living. I'm not going to shut up about it now because I have to justify the reason and just confirm that moving here, you know, was the right thing for everybody, including Dorothy Piggin, because there is a dog groomer in the next street. So Dorothy's been for a lovely bath and had her nails clipped, and at the time, in my wisdom, I thought, I'll just wash Emily in the sink, but obviously life runs away with you. Emily's not been washed in the sink, and that actually was probably about a month ago, so by this point she is Queen Tinky. Anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. I have just finished work and I need to get ready to go to a yoga class. I don't know who I am, but not the same person that I was when I signed up for the class 3 days ago, and now I actually have to go. You may, if you're the laziest person alive like me, then that will feel familiar to you. That I want to do it, I want to enjoy the exercise, but I cannot ever be bothered to go. But this is going to be a great yoga class because it's taught by my friend Alex, who's brilliant, who I think I was already going to see for yoga classes just before baby came. I'm going to have to start articulating things a bit like the New Testament Bible. Before Christ, it's going to be before baby, so BB, you know. Back then when I had such an exciting life, it was pretty much the same as now, but I had more time for gardening, which was great. But I found Alex somewhere around that time and I had private yoga classes with her. She has moved into the area we've just moved out of, which really pulls on my heartstrings because I bloody love the place. But it means that she's not doing at-home yoga classes now. She does have a whole other job, but she is still does some classes at a gym, and so one of them is an evening class, and that is doable with a bit of effort, Paula. So I've booked it 7 o'clock. I need to get ready to go shortly and go over to that. And it's getting a bit lighter now, so it won't be difficult to drive in the evening that much. As long as I'm not at work on that day, then that is doable, and it's a habit I could keep, and I should keep, because I've really gotten into yoga the last couple of years, although I must say yoga with Alex specifically, because she's really good, and she adapts the classes to you wherever possible, and she's just a really nice and conscientious, thoughtful teacher. This is her Instagram if you're interested. It's Balance Yoga and her name is Alex. So look her up, follow her, and if you're lucky, sometimes she does retreats and things, and you could go on a retreat on a weekend and have a wonderful time with her. So that is for today. God knows what I'm going to eat for dinner. The weekend had unseasonably warm weather, it was gorgeous, and so I spent the whole weekend enjoying myself, which meant I didn't do any adult things like clean the house or order or food shop at all. So I've done a food shop order today because I am a champion wife, and it will arrive tomorrow, so the man cub can unpack it when I'm at work. The other thing I ordered, I wouldn't say panic ordered, but in the end it was, because I was so sick myself of going back and forth between, shall I get that one, it's a bit expensive, oh, I don't know, it looks really nice, do I need it, I'll just go and get some Dulux. And I was like, no. The kitchen specifically in this house, the kitchen diner, I really wanted it to be special because we've just left such a beautiful house with all these lovely things in that I created, and so I am all right about the rest of the house being completely white. I've got no choice at the moment, but the kitchen I've put my effort into and I want to carry on doing that. So I ordered the paint that I really wanted, which is from Coat Paints. I've not used them before. I will link the one in the description box that I chose, and here is a picture of what it looks like on their website. And what they also do on the website, which is brilliant, within the photos, is they pair it with other colours that it goes well with. And so using that guide, I was able to think, hopefully it will go with our dark kitchen dining furniture. So I'm really hoping to get that out this week. If I can manage one evening after Henry's gone to bed or something, then I could just get a bit of paint on the walls. And I went wild and I've actually ordered the matching paint for the woodwork. It's all here. So I am going to drench the kitchen, although I hope not literally, because I'm a shit painter, if I'm honest. I'm not great, and I often give up halfway through and the Makeover has to finish the job. So for that reason, I wouldn't hire me for painting and decorating at all. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to share with you this little bag that I bought a few weeks ago. It's not even made it out of the bag yet because I've been so busy. Long chomp. I went and got myself a new work bag, which is a big khaki green one for work, and it's lovely. So lovely colour, and I can fit more in it, which is great for laptop, lunch, etc. Because I have a lovely long chomp bag that Makeover got me, that I've been using for a few months, and I love their bags. They are great for so many different things. And the one that I've bought is just the size above, so it's slightly bigger, and so I can still like use them for different outfits. But this little cute new one, it's not for work. This is the bag it comes in, which I think really doesn't do it justice. It makes it look like you just picked it up off a market. But here is the little bag. Super cute, I've got to say. My big sister Vicky alerted me to the existence of these tiny little joke bags, and I went into store to check if we did them, and then I ended up just coming out with one. And so here it is. They don't sell them with the crossbody strap because obviously this is not a shopper, guys. It's a mini tote, so you are most likely to wear it across the body with a strap. You're not going to be fitting much in this one. So I got a strap separately. I think it was from Amazon. Thanks again, Makeover. And here it is. It's really good. Colours are exactly the same, and I'm just going to clip it on and have a lovely time with my new bag. I don't know where I'll have the lovely time because I'm always at work, but that is the plan. So I need to clip this all together and try it on, or it's going to be sitting on the dressing room floor. Yeah, I've got a dressing room again. It's starting to take shape. It looks like this at the moment, so it's not unreal, but it's a starting point. And actually, I've got way more important things to deal with before I start faffing around the dressing room. But at least my clothes are out and I can see them and choose outfits, which, as you'll know if you watched before, it gives me great joy. I just like to look nice. I don't necessarily need to be the height of fashion, but I like wearing things that make me feel smart and nice and ready for my day. So that's why I do it. I need to, as ever, stop buying new things and fad type things, because I end up with far too many clothes. Then I have to have a complete clear out and take bags and bags to the charity shop. So yeah, let's see how we get on with the beige capsule wardrobe this year. Right, I'd better get moving, get some stuff done. Look what's arrived. It was a super quick delivery. Sorry, Dorothy, am I in your department? You cheeky sod. She's waited for me to turn the camera on so that she could contribute. I mean, you could have been saying, look at our new paint. I don't know. That could have been what you were saying. Oh, obviously, there goes the timer. Just cooking some luxury Marks and Spencer sausage rolls. So the paint has arrived, 2 different tins, because one is for the woodwork and one is for the walls. I've got so much done today that I'm on a roll. I would like to get more done in the little time that I have. And so I am considering sticking a bit of the emulsion on the walls, if I can. But I just need to make sure I've got the hoovering and stuff done out of the way, because every day there is a million chores. I'm not complaining, I do love chores. I am made up of chores and bad humour. So anyway, the long and short of it is I'm hoping to try the paint on the walls shortly and show you. And I need to make an action plan for some of the other jobs, because as I've just been walking around the house tidying, it was really clear to me that I was like, oh, I've got an idea for that one, I've just not started, I could order that for that. I chased up the kitchen supplier that I've ordered the extra cupboards for the utility, because I actually requested the price 2 weeks ago. They came back and I said, we'll go for it, and then they didn't reply. And I'm really conscious that the Makeover's parents are arriving in about 3 days, so I need to just get everything sorted within reason. I'm not going to drive myself mad with it, but I do need to get as much done as I possibly can. So I'm going to eat sausage rolls.
Here is a little snippet of what we did last week when we had the day off together. We drove into Stamford and dropped off the baby cub at nursery, and then we went into the market. I love the Stamford market on a Friday. Look at all this glorious stuff. Flowers, crockery, cakes, bread, just love it all, it's gorgeous. The man cub got me a new cup and some flowers, and I was the happiest little pig alive. But the day didn't end there. Next up, we had a spa day. Look at this. The rest of that weekend was pretty good, including a surprise, quite large toy that arrived from Henry's grandparents in Poland. I had a fleeting visit to my favourite place in Rutland, the beautiful Rutland nursery. We went to soft play, of course, had a great time. I think Henry had the best time. He's getting so much more confident now, it's really sweet to watch. And just generally been exploring the new area that we live in. I'm sure you'll agree, it's beautiful.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little schlep back through time to the previous week. Actually, looking back, I always really enjoy seeing what we did because it reminds me of what a good time we had. And I could really do with that today, you know. So it's Friday and I'm off work. One thing you can always count on here, I've been cleaning, Dorothy's been crying. What I didn't realise was how I look a bit dead. So I apologise for that, and I'm not going to monopolise the camera because who wants to look at me looking dead today? Not even me. I have ordered, and they arrived, some hair clips like these to keep curls in. Got to wash this bloody hair later, and brighten myself up a bit. The Mancub's parents arrive tomorrow, and I'm now blitzing the spare room in a panic because everything else was clean, but somehow I didn't quite make it to their room, and they'll be in it sleeping, and oh, I'm just a bit stressed now because there's not really a lot in it. We've had a couple of overnight visitors, but not for a long period of time, and so the room is still very much quite stark, which is now stressing me out of all things. Hopefully the Mancub is going to put the blind up. That would be excellent. And then, because we've got the blind and the curtain pole here, which is just like the one we used to have in our living room at the cottage. I found it surprisingly in Dunelm. I didn't know where it was from, but I was delighted to pick that up. But right now I'd just be delighted to be putting it up with some curtains on it, because I feel terrible having guests come to stay, and that is the situation. We also still don't have wardrobes, so my stuff is there. It gets worse. I'm not even going to show you the rest, it's too bad. Manic week. I've managed to pick up a Mother's Day present for my mother. Lucky Karen, because I went to Fortnum for her. I got her a lovely sweet card actually as well. Let me show you. Bear with me on my... So I picked this up last week when I went to Rutland Nursery because I thought it was so pretty. It looks like a Victorian photo, which I love, because obviously I would love to be a Victorian. Something else that came last week and I haven't had time to show you yet was I did a bit of an order. I've got to be honest, it got me in a weak moment and I was influenced. And basically it was from Iconic, the makeup brand. I haven't even had time to get the stuff out and use it properly. It was a special offer, so I didn't just go wild. Although this is a little bit wild, but this was free. This is really cute. It's a palette, baked highlighting palette, it says. The only bit I've used out of it so far, sorry, I had to put it down. The only bit I've used out of it so far is God, this is difficult. That bit in the left-hand corner, the highlight, shiny. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love things like this. I think it's because it looks like slices of cake. Anyway, that's for the cheeks. It was free. That wasn't what I was ordering. I was ordering these two sticks because I wanted to get better with my natural makeup at just sculpting the cheekbones. I love how they make it sound so easy. So I got a blush stick and a like bronzing stick, and it came with a brush to help you blend it as well. This is the colour of the blush, which I thought was lovely. I hope it's not too pale for me. That's the only difficulty, isn't it, ordering online? Not very clear, but I will try them out in a few days. Not right at the moment. I haven't really got any makeup on today, so when I try them I'll let you know if they're any good. But it was quite unusual for me. I don't normally go wild for makeup that I don't know at all, so Iconic was a bit of a stab in the dark, I'll be honest. So, my mum's actually visiting tomorrow. I invited her over. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a bit of a last minute. I knew I had some free time because the Mancub's going to quote for a job for his new business and then collect his parents from the airport. And I thought, I've got that little window of time. Mum's been asking to come. Sod it, I'll just invite her. So I did. So I've been cleaning and tidying all morning. I've just spent about an hour absolutely idling, I'll be honest, on my phone on Instagram, because I feel a bit brain dead. I feel a bit stressed. The week has absolutely rang me out like a flannel. What I should have been doing, what I've been thinking about doing all morning, is getting these paints out and starting to paint this room. I mean, I'm not going to get the whole room done before any visitors. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But I'm dying to try the drenching, so I think I'm going to go in with the woodwork first and see how that looks. I can just imagine what I will achieve by the end of this day when the Mancub comes home. I'll be like, I've been painting all day, I've worked really hard, and look what I've done. I've done around the fridge. Imagine just doing that piece of wall. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's probably quite realistic. I still need to go to the tip. I didn't make it the other day. I've got a parcel to post, and I'm also having hallway panic because There is nowhere to store anything, and we are now the proud owners of a electric toy car Jeep that's taking up the whole hallway. You can no longer get to the coat rack. The coat rack's hanging off anyway because it's got too many coats on. We are going to build a boot room there, but as you can see, that is not happening yet, and we still have stuff to store. So I had a great idea that I could pop out and get a coat stand to put there. I thought that would be great, just go to Argos. Well, I don't know if I thought it was bloody 1998, but Argos doesn't stock bugger all anymore. You order it for next year delivery. So I don't think I'll be able to get a coat stand, so that's also stressed me out. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all this bloody stuff. So in the absence of any ideas, I thought I'll just start painting. At least I'll be busy. So that is what I'm about to do next. Here we go. We can do this. Good morning, it's Saturday morning and I've just taken Master Henry out for a little walk. Sounds like he's a dog. It's a beautiful bright day, blue skies, only a little bit of cloud, and but it's crisp, you know, it's Arctic really. It's one of those British spring days where there's more than a nip in the air, but everyone will politely be going, oh, it's fresh. It certainly was fresh. Anyway, I didn't expect him to sleep at this time because it's the morning, but he woke up at 6 AM, which means by 9:30 he's ready for a nap. So that's win-win. He's asleep. My mum is on the way for a visit. I might have a cup of tea to brace myself. The man cub's gone out early. He's doing a quote for his new business, and then he's picking his parents up from the airport. So today is the day. The big foreign visit. I'm thinking of, we were watching a show last night and they had foreign dignitaries visiting. We're just having foreign parents visiting. So yesterday, the day, as usual, I look like I've slept in a hedge. I actually put my hair in curls last night. They've dropped out in the wind, and I slept with those new metal clips that I bought, holding all of the curls in. It was every time I woke up I was like, ah, ooh, ah, they were stabbing me. So they weren't super practical, but I was curly this morning, but now I'm flat. Anyway, at least it's clean. That's the best I could hope for at this stage in my life. Yesterday I was in a bit of a funny mood, like a bit flat. Anyway, I kept super busy. I ended up getting the paint out, and I did paint a little bit of, oh my god, I actually joked that I would only paint this bit, and then I bloody did. So I don't think you can see it really well until I show you the difference. There is the difference. So obviously it was bright white, the whole house is bright white, and that's the paint. And so I've done all the woodwork as well. Don't worry, that's tape, not my floor. I forgot what a faff the preparation for painting is. I think that put me off, to be honest. That was the most annoying bit. And then in a blind panic, I dashed out and I went to the post office because I needed to. And I drove past B&M and I thought, let me just go in. Don't really go to B&M anymore. It's great for cleaning products, but anything else, it's a little bit cheap. But I went in and I came out with this temporary coat stand because this area here was just overflowing until we build a boot room. So I got this, it was £15. I got home and opened the box. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the cheapest, most plasticky item I've ever owned. But you know what? It made me feel better. It's done the job. I just scooped up all the stuff that had been on the floor and it went into the rack. So I'm good with that, that's fine. That will do us until the man cub has got time to build the boot room. So everything is okay today, a bit better than it was yesterday for sure. Everything's considerably cleaner. I need to make up the spare bed. I'll probably need to put the hoover around again. Yeah, I don't know if I've shown you the living room yet. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the living room. It's a bit messy because baby Henry had all of his toys out yesterday, which I don't mind at all. That's what this end of the room is for, really. And then the other end of the room is for living. Look how much space we've got. We've got blinds up there. You can't really see them because of the light, actually. Maybe come out. Gosh, it's just showing the window as a big light box. That's funny. There, you can see them. So there's blinds, but I'd like to put some soft furnishings in the way of either curtains or a Roman blind. Are they called that? A Roman blind? I haven't decided anyway, although I have got an idea for this wall. I'll paste the picture in. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And last night, I'm pretty confident that the man cub agreed. I've asked him about 3 times now. And then I think in his tiredness when he got home yesterday, because he was doing a job for his new business, fitting a very difficult fence by the sounds of it. And I think I'm sure I heard him say, whatever makes you happy, love. So I'm hoping while his parents are here and he's really distracted, I'm going to rope his sister in and we're going to convince him and buy the stuff and do it. Right, I need to make sure everything's ready for my parents coming and the man cub's parents. And I had some soil delivered yesterday that I'd ordered. I'm quite delighted that it's come in time for, I've got a couple of days off work now, because there's the soil. Those big planters that we had at the old house, we had to empty the soil out of them to move them because they were so heavy. And yesterday I checked on my hydrangea Annabelles that have been sadly sat in this little pot. I can't remember how to zoom. How do I zoom? Not like that. I managed to stop the bloody tape. How do you zoom? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to work it out again. Anyway, they're over there in this sad little pot, and I thought the frost over the winter, they're definitely going to be deaded. But I went and cut a couple, pruned them a bit yesterday, and there was green inside, so they've survived the move. So absolutely delighted by that. And so we can go back into those lovely big silver tubs that they were in. So I'm delighted. I picked up a new mag when I was at the train station on my way back from work the other day, so I'm hoping to get the chance to read that this weekend. That is the new Sarah Raven Bull catalogue. I need to not look at that because we can't put anything in that garden until we have drawn up a garden design. So for now, I'm afraid it's going to be looking like that. Good morning. A few days have passed. It feels like it's been a few years. Our guests arrived, and about 24 hours in, I felt like I'd been with people for 3 months. So that just sums it up, really. We had a good few days. I couldn't even tell you what we did, but we crammed some stuff in. I think we went to a soft play, initiated the man cub's parents into soft play, and we've eaten out a couple of times. We've took them to our favourite spots in Stamford, and now they are residing at the man cub sisters, having a break. I was going to say having a break from us, but actually, if I'm honest, we're having a break from them. I'm such a good wife. Anyway, at least we'll be recharged when they come back. In fact, his dad won't be coming back, his mum will be coming back probably this weekend, so maybe tomorrow. And I'm just thinking about what sort of stuff we could do over the weekend, as well as at the same time thinking, where is all the places I can go, all the things I can eat, all the stuff I can buy that gives me joy that people would say I don't need. But something else, guess who's remembered how to Zoom? That was such a slow. I thought when I just tried this a minute ago, because I remembered how to do it, it was really quick. That was incredibly disappointing. And let me just go back up. I have remembered how to Zoom. I did not remember that it was as slow as that. Anyway, if we have any zooming type activities, you'll be the first to know. There's something I wanted to show you. So I'm just having a cup of tea, oddly in my office dressing room, even though it's my day off. Having a cup of tea in my lovely, beautiful Rutland ceramics cup. Look at this beauty. She's gorgeous. And I wanted to show you this while I remember. I'm freezing and I threw on the first gilet I could see because I was feeling more like me today. I think it's because the sun came out and I walked through the market this morning in Stamford and there were bulbs, not light bulbs, flower bulbs, and that was tremendously exciting, and I bought some. I'll show you when I go downstairs. But yes, I'm hoping to go outside because there was a little peak of sun. But before I do that, I wanted to show you something because I showed you earlier in the vlog the new iconic stuff I've got, the makeup. Not a flattering angle, sorry, but I've been using it the last few days and I wanted to just show you how effective, God, my eyes look so red, how effective the sticks are. These, I've really gotten to grips with them, and the brush that they are doing with it works perfectly for this blending malarkey. So let me see if I can find a more flattering angle because I can't have you looking at my nose. Right, hopefully that's better. It's the best light I can find. It does look a bit bright. I look like bright white. Anyway, when I've been doing this in the mirror, it's looked quite nice. So let me just see if I can sort my eyelids out because they look really dark. I didn't sleep too badly. Slept fine really, all things considered. The man cub is basically up every night at the moment with baby Henry, who's going through a growth leap. Didn't even know that was a thing, pre-mumming. Well, that looks slightly better. Right, anyway, onto these sticks. So, the darker one for contouring, saw this little trick on Instagram the other day to know where to put it in the right place. Just go like this, put one finger on your eyebrow, and then in this bit, draw the line. Definitely just went into my hair. So at this stage you look ridiculous, obviously. And then same on the other side, and it definitely goes over your fingers. That's fine. Then get the brush that they do for this, and you use it to blend. And you blend upwards onto the cheekbone, but also you can do it round and round. I've discovered is quite a good one. Also do this bit and round your hairline because then it looks more natural. Actually moving it in a round movement makes it work a bit better. So it blends in. Let's do the other side. I'm having to look in the mirror rather than the camera because it's not clear enough for me to see my face in. Anyway, blending in a round way, it seems to work better, does the trick. So you go from having a stripe on your cheek to it blending in really well. And the reason I've always used, but for years I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer, which is a powder, and I just wanted to look more glowy because, well, that looks nice. Anyway, I was just temporarily distracted as I opened it and I was just thinking about bloody makeup. Anyway, as you get older your skin changes a little bit, and I just find the powder sitting on top of it doesn't look nice, and sometimes it goes into the lines or wrinkles. So I've started to move over to more fluid and wax-based products a little bit, and this is one of them. So that's the bottom, and then higher up on the cheekbone use the pink one and just do a line again up top of the bone, and then we're going to blend upwards. I've been really surprised by these because it's just not a brand that you can blend into the triangle for the pink for the blush, and you can blend up. Oh, I've got some of that in my hair. Good work. Iconic's not a brand that I really I don't really know anyone that uses it. I've seen it online, but I wondered whether it was just a bit a bit cheap and gimmicky. Sorry to say that, but that's true. That's what I was thinking. I don't know, it was something about the packaging that just made me think it didn't look like classic and what I would probably have associated with good quality. I'm so sorry. I formally apologise to the brand for that. Anyway, I just bought this. It's not an advert, but I had to show you because I've been using it for maybe a week, maybe nearly 2, and I've just been so impressed. So the wax blends in really easily and the result's pretty decent. And every day that I've worn it, the man said to me, "Oh, you look pretty." And as I mentioned, I've been going for less makeup because I like that look. I want to be fresh faced, it takes less time, it's easier, and just want to look natural. So I've been really pleased with it. And obviously if you weren't brave, you didn't put a full stripe on, you can go over it again. It all blends really easily, and the brush you can just keep blending until it's disappeared as much as you want. The only other things I've got on my skin today was I put on my anti-red base that I always use, and the tinted moisturiser that I've started using from Laura Mercier, which it's really quite translucent, but it just makes me look slightly more tanned and even, and it's got the shiny highlighter in that I've always used of theirs. So I've just got these 2 on and those sticks, and I could just go out like this. This will be fine. Be very happy with this. The whole thing's taken less than 5 minutes, so I just wanted to show you that I find them very impressive, and I'm pleased, and I'd recommend them. So that's great. Whilst I'm here, I may as well just show you the other item from theirs, which I showed you I'd been using a little bit. The palette that they sent free, because they've got, I'll see if I can find the link for you to wherever I bought these from, because the special offer was on, and it was those sticks with the brush, and this was free. And then basically just putting a little bit of this on and then putting it here. I don't know if you can see it in the light that I'm in because it's a little bit bright, but I'll take it down and show you on my actual face. Good. Let's see if you can see it. It's still quite, well, it's really natural, but you can see a shimmer, and people may actually think you've got a healthy glow, which for me right now would be excellent, because most days I feel like I've slept in a hedge and been punched in the head. I've come downstairs and had a realisation. One is that now I'm going to be back to whispering in a new location when I've got the door open, so that the new neighbours don't think that I'm a maniac. And oh, I can see somebody putting washing on their line, and I don't want them to know I'm a maniac. Anyway, the other thing I realised it was spring, but that wasn't what I was going to tell you. So it was the first day of spring yesterday. I've just celebrated by finding out my favourite White Company spring candle and popping it here. Oh, it's official, it's spring. This little corner is just my favourite. Anyway, I've set myself a goal today that I'm going to get as much of this room painted as I can, and then I won't just have one cute corner, I'll have many cute corners, because I'm going to do this corner, I'm going to call the builder's merchant and order the extra cupboards in there. This is what I'm going to try. I've put a list on my phone today of the stuff I want to get through, and I'm planning to do it. The other thing I was going to say, you'll only know this if you're in England, but I've been listening to Radio 1 the last few mornings when I've done the nursery run. They're always up to something funny. The presenter anyway is brilliant, Greg James, but at the moment they're raising money for comic relief, and they've got a chap from the telly running, that sounded like a grandma, there's that chap from the telly, Jamie Lang from a telly programme, running an ultra marathon every day for 5 days for the week. The poor sod's been through so much. Anyway, they're cracking jokes, they're running with him, they're showing tidbits. He's had people meeting him at the finish lines, and they just reached £1 million this morning. £1 million, sorry. And as I was driving back from the nursery, I was listening, I was like, I'm right there with you guys. I love a bit of camaraderie. It gets me right in the heart. I just love it. I'm all about that. And so I think I'll probably stick the radio on, see if I can get Radio 1 through my phone, because I'm not a complete granny, contrary to popular belief. I'm just putting you on the stand, sorry. Not the witness stand, the camera stand. I don't know if I've gotten taller or if I've done something to it, but I'm sure this stand used to be the same height as me, and now it's not. I can't have grown, but I'm sure I used to film right in front of myself. Dotty! She's probably eaten Emily alive. Anyway, I've got some washing to throw on. I'm going to start the painting in a minute and try not to dilly-dally today because I bloody dilly-dallied the other day. I'm just going to show you what I got in the market this morning. I've got a replacement narcissus for that one in the corner that's in the house because they're beautiful and it's officially spring and those ones have already gone over. Maybe I didn't water them enough. And so I want that corner to be perfect again. These were £3 and I had £3 coins in my handbag, so I did spend them and didn't berate myself for spending. However, I did then go past the cake stand at the market and I bought this because it was our favourite. We were eating loads of it at the start of the year, and then we promised ourselves a break because we felt so greedy. But it's really one of them. It's from a market stall, but it's from a bakery, obviously, Wilcox Bakery. It's just unbelievably tasty. Comical that it's called a slab. So hopefully I can convince the man could have a slice of that with me later. I popped into Marks and Spencer, my favourite high street store, and got some hot cross buns for the weekend. You know, by the time Easter comes around, we'll all be sick to death of eating hot cross buns because we started early. I bought some buttermilk pancakes for breakfast tomorrow. We've already got some fruit and I've got some Greek yogurt to go with it. So we'll have a little family breakfast together, hopefully, before the man cook goes out quoting. And I bought something very British. I bought some sausage rolls. Not just any sausage rolls, luxury Marks and Spencer sausage rolls.
Jamie. Everyone.
There's a nice guy.
Is in Salford. Jackson is in Salford. He sent a voice message this morning saying that he was going to support Jamie, so he's there.
Now, of course, Salford is where Jamie's hopefully going to be crossing the finish line today. Same as DC.
Come on, Jamie. BBC Radio 1.
Heathrow is closed all day. Newsbeat's getting advice.
Hey Newsbeat, it's Chelsea and I am a travel expert that specialises in cheap holidays.
This is because of a fire at a plant that provides its power. Bosses say it's closed till at least midnight and there could be delays for days.
Well, I didn't get everything done on my list today, but I got a good portion of this room done, all of that end and the rest of that wall over there. So I've got to the window. Let's see what I can manage this weekend, but I've just sat down to hear the rest of the race. The man has got to the finish line, he's half dead.
Everyone's in here in Salford on the quays, and Vic, I've had an idea. I've got a scheme. How about this, okay? For donations, how about this? Put it in your phone now, but don't press send until the moment he crosses the line. So get ready.
That's absurd.
So get ready. Get your phones ready.
I have donated.
Time my phone with
I feel like I'm part of it now.
10, 20 or 30. It's been an amazing week.
They were at 1.3 million this morning.
I mean, you can say that if you want to, but you can do another one. But just get it ready, and then the second we say he's done it, and you hear the crowd, and you hear the cheers, and you hear his family surrounding him and gathering around, and that's the moment.
I like your scheme.
That's the
impactful.
moment. That is the moment. He's coming here. He's doing it. He's doing it. Yes! Okay, this is the moment. He's passed the finish line. Send that message. Donate now, because Jamie Lang has done it.
His head's down.
Jamie, just take it all in.
He's thanking the crowd. He's clapping them right back as they applaud his efforts. He is our ultra marathon.
He did it, he did it, he did it. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Sorry if you have not, but this is what it's all about. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.